Veux-tu danser avec moi?
Welcome to Creative Collab. I'm Josh, co-founder of Black Box Productions, a commercial production company working with brands seeking strategic, creative, and well-crafted videos.
And I'm Noah, the founder of Handmade Creative, a studio that specializes in 3D animation for advertising and healthcare.
And today, we're here to talk about how do you balance the entertaining and educational elements of a video.
Yeah, so, I think this is a topic that comes up. It can come up in any type of video. Maybe it comes up a little bit more in B2B kind of videos, or for more technical products, sometimes or services where there's more sort of features or explanation that the client wants to include about how the product or service works. And you're trying to sort of balance those aspects. One is just to understand the context of how they're going to receive the video and where it is in the sales funnel. So if you're creating a video for a trade show is a busy, noisy environment. People are walking by. Yes, for sure, you need to get across some educational information about the product, but you need to be entertaining in terms of being eye-catching, to stop people, to grab them for a quick amount of dwell time.
Early on, top of funnel, something that's more awareness generating. I think you can be more playful. You're trying to get someone's interest and spark their curiosity, want them to know more. So it's more important to be impactful than it is to be didactic and talk through all of the, individual intellectual arguments for buying this product or service. Later on, maybe when they're in the consideration phase and they're starting to have questions about, okay, well, if I was going to work with you, what would that look like? And getting in a little bit more to the nitty gritty, then having really informative videos, more than entertaining videos, is going to be helpful for them to be able to make an informed decision and move to the next phase in the buying process.
Why not both? And I think that just has to do with why you're even going towards video or animation in the first place, that it's inherently a medium that's a little bit more short, quick, punchy. So usually if you're doing a video, it's because you want to get people's attention, engage them emotionally. And I think that's, for me, is the most important thing. Maybe entertaining is not always the case, but I do think in every single case you want to engage people emotionally. You want them to be leaning in and feeling engaged, as opposed to sort of leaning back and intellectually just considering the points you've brought up. And I think that's in most cases where video is most suited. So things that are less on the rational side are still prioritized and emphasized.
Yeah, when you first mentioned the word entertaining, I was thinking that needed to be funny, but it's not necessarily just about funny. It can be creating an emotional connection in a different way, right?
A horror movie is still super entertaining and not funny. It's terrifying, but it's just a different kind of emotional
Why aren't there
reaction.
more brand horror films? I think you're onto something, Noah.
Yeah, we actually did one kind of that was a bit of a riff when like Stranger Things was really in the zeitgeist. But I'd love to do more. Honestly, 1,000% there should be more.
I was joking, but you gave a real example. Is my turn? Am I jumping in? You got more to say?
No, it's your turn. Go for it.
Well, so I think, you mentioned right off the top, understanding the audience and the context, and I'm totally in alignment with that. Whenever we start a new project, the first two questions we ask is, what is the objective of this campaign? Because we want to understand what the goals are. What is the reason we're creating this video in the first place? And then who is the audience? Who is it that we're going to be speaking to? The other part of that equation is really understanding the brand voice and how the brand wants to represent itself. I think there are some brands that would lean away from entertainment, and possibly rightfully so, and other brands where it becomes much more important. So a big part of it is making sure that there's alignment between the creative of this one specific video and how it fits in the larger messaging from that brand or around that product.
Yeah. So what are our big takeaways from this one?
Know your audience, know your brand, and the context matters.
At the end, after discussing it, I feel like it's never one or the other, and figuring out that balance is a lot about just each thing supporting the other, right? Ideally, that the information is there, and that emotional and attention getting component is really supporting that information.
The campaigns are strongest when you can blend the two.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it doesn't work too. I've seen some campaigns where people try and just sort of be like, here's a joke, now I've got your attention, here's a bunch of information. And that's not going to work great either, right? They really have to be working in tandem with a subtle understanding of the context that video is going to be absorbed in.
Well, I think this is a thought-provoking conversation, and maybe a challenge for some of my future videos that maybe feel a little too in one side or the other. How can we blend them better together? So definitely some things to think about going forward. Noah, great talking with you again. Stick around for the next Creative Collab.